Hello, this is Chris Kobe with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We're here today to talk with candidates running in the November 2024 general election. We're grateful for the support of the Carol and Velma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters of Portland Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me is Josh Leake, running for the office of Mayor of the City of Portland. Welcome, Mr. Leake.
Hello, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this office.
Well, I grew up in East Portland, Northeast Portland, and have always loved the city. As a kid, I volunteered with Vera Katz, former mayor, and I just have always had a love for the city of Portland. And with the turmoil that we've all experienced over the last couple of years, I felt it would be important to step up and help our city do better.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. What do you think are the most important factors in the mayor's development of a budget?
Well, that's a good question. First off, I'd say that, there's a huge team that works with the mayor. So it's not just one person deciding on where the money goes. In fact, each of our bureaus, each of our sections of the city have management that provides us with estimates about what they envision the city needs to be successful. And in today's city, it's important that we have a mayor that can work with those managers, but also have some ideas that potentially could save the city funds. And I believe my experience developing hospitals, multifamily homes, and pretty much having a lot of experience in development is something that the city could definitely take advantage of.
In hiring Portland's first city administrator, what would be your priorities in terms of experience, expertise, and working style for that position?
Well, I mean, the person that's handling it once I become mayor, of course, is called Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan is one of the most well-known names for basketball. And in fact, Mr. Jordan, who's going to be an interim manager for us, I think is capable to help us find that person. I think that we're going to have to do a nationwide interview process. I'd also advocate for looking inside the city for someone that knows the city. I think either way, we'll be interviewing and learning about the candidates very soon.
You are listening to the Video Voters Guide interview and podcast of Josh Leake, who's running for mayor of the city of Portland. Let's move on to the next question. Which, if any, strategies described in the draft 2024 Portland Housing Production Strategy would you support?
Well, I think that having a plan and ideas of building more housing is important. And as far as which parts of this plan I agree with most, I can tell you that I want to make sure whatever we do, that we bring in the industry, the development, the real estate industry, to make sure that these plans that we make are actually doable. And there are a lot of great ideas that will end up costing the city money that have no chance of actually happening the way they planned it. So I think that before we take any huge jump into spending millions and millions of our city's taxpayers' dollars, we should make sure that the plan itself is doable. And that would be my first and second duty to do as soon as I become mayor.
let's turn to another area. Which police accountability commission recommended features of the new accountability system currently under development would you support?
Well, that's another thing I think I have extraordinary experience in. I've volunteered for over 600 hours with first responders, and I've seen what police officers, what our first responders are really dealing with on the streets. And there's a lot of things that the current administration have been cutting back on, which I think we should bring back. A lot of that has to do with community policing. We need to better our relationship with the police and our citizens.
Turning to structural differences, what Portland City Charter changes, if any, would you support concerning the office of mayor? And why are you in favor of any such changes, and when would you seek to enact them?
Well, obviously we're changing our form of government, and the government that Mr. O'Brien, Portland's first mayor, created and helped build over his 2 years of being mayor, is definitely not the city and not the problems that we see today. So I'm excited to be a leader of this new transition in 2025 to the new system. I think bringing more voices, 12 new counselors from across the city into City Hall to help make better decisions is an amazing feat, and I'm excited to be a part of it. The one thing I would say is that looking over the budget that the current administration put together, I'm a little concerned that there's not enough administrative support to our counselors. And I personally am looking forward to helping open offices throughout the districts to make sure that the counselors have the ability to speak and be more involved with the community they're supposed to represent.
Thank you, Mr. Leake. This concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of the League of Women Voters of Portland of Josh Leake, candidate for mayor of the city of Portland. Election day is Tuesday, November 5. Be sure to inform yourself about all the candidates and exercise your right to vote. Thank you for your interest.